Aren't you drinking?
I never drink. Why?
I suspect that they may actually have drunk blood to alleviate the problems of their disease. So I imagine someone that doesn't show up very often and drinks your blood when he does is someone whom you might be a little disturbed about.
Graveyards, ghosts, vampires, werewolves. We know in truth they are just myths, the stuff of books and movies. Or are they? There's a scientist here in Vancouver, Canada, who believes that at least vampires and werewolves are real. Here inside the chemistry department at the University of British Columbia is the laboratory of Dr. David Dolphin. The British-born former Harvard instructor has written several volumes on the chemistry of the blood. His research has convinced him vampires and werewolves suffer the symptoms of a very rare blood disease.
It seems unlikely that the whole area could have been pure myth and that there isn't some reason behind these tales.
I bid you welcome.
The blood disorder is a genetic disease called porphyria. The result? Actual medical symptoms which are strikingly similar to the characteristics of some famous ghoulish creatures in folklore.
People that suffer from this disease, this form of porphyria, accumulate these organic molecules called porphyrins in their skin. Now that by itself causes no problem. But when you go out in strong light, it becomes a very toxic substance. It destroys whatever it finds. And of course what it finds are the cells of your skin. Fingers can fall off, one's nose can fall off. And so the result is that you learn very quickly that when the sun comes up, you go in.
Vampires, werewolves were considered to have teeth that would grow longer.
Yes, indeed. One result of this disease is that although your teeth become no larger, your lips and your gums can become very taut. So in fact, your teeth become very prominent. I'm not sure I understand why, but one of the side effects of this disease is that these poor individuals do become very hairy. I suspect that's where the old legends of werewolves came from as well.
The treatment for porphyrian today is simply to inject extra blood molecules into the body. Apparently in the Middle Ages, some people tried to treat themselves the same way, but without the needle.
I suspect that they may actually have drunk blood to alleviate the problems of their disease.
How would a person at that time get blood to drink? There were not blood banks to go to.
No, indeed not. I suspect part of the theory about biting the jugular might have been a real one.
And what about the myth that herbs like garlic ward off vampires?
If you eat garlic, and in fact many other sorts of drugs, when they get metabolized in your liver, they can cause serious problems there. So what might be a mild attack can become a very serious one.
Vampires were said to glow in the dark. The skeleton of a porphyria victim shows just that. Using a blood extract, Dr. Dolphin's assistant demonstrated the chemical reason for the glow. Science has documented only a few cases of the more devastating forms of porphyria, like these victims from decades past.
The advancements that have been made in medicine, it's very rare that people have to suffer the disfigurements and the other problems that go along with the disease.
How would you determine today if somebody is a vampire if they're approaching you in a bar on Halloween night?
It turns out that quinine, which is in the tonic that you mix with your gin, quinine has the same effect that garlic has. And so you'll find that a vampire cannot drink a gin and tonic. So if you have any doubts, simply offer your date one and see what happens.